All right, guys, today is the day we get started taking this front end apart and getting this engine out. Man, this is about as grimy as it gets. We're out here in the country. This is where the project really begins, and a lot of my project have began is out here. So I'm gonna try to get the motor out here and get the motor sat back in, but then I'm gonna bring it back to my house and do the whole finishing touches and wiring and everything in my garage. But man, it's been a while since I've done this. I don't think I've ever really tackled the front end, the entire front end of a BMW, because I never like really had to do like collision repair on one, which is what I've been doing a lot of mostly. And as I see everything here, every time I open this engine, I'm just thinking like how small this engine bay is for the LS, and like how just tight everything's ultimately going to be. This inline six does sit forward just maybe a tad bit more than the LS do, because it is 6 cylinders in a row, but not really much more. It's just going to be impressive once we start to really knock this out. But all right, man, enough of that for now. Shit, it's time to get it. Let's go later. But all right, so this is the end of day one. We've only been working for a few hours. Me and my son been chopping it down. We got the front cap off, loosen up the power steering pump, but that's kind of like minor stuff right now. I got the top cowl off, and we're going to start to disassemble the bottom end come next week. We got a lot of shields and exhaust and transmission brackets that are still going to need to come off. So that's going to be part of step 2, or day 2, if you will, of the major disassembly. It's still oily underneath, but all the fluids and stuff have pretty much been drained out, and it's kind of a learn as you go. Besides that, you know, even my experience can't make everything perfect and prepare me for everything that's to come, because as you can see, like, it's just so many shields underneath the BMW. It makes them aerodynamically slick, but it is a lot covered up. Like, the transmission is completely covered up. Probably won't go back with all that for the most part, but we'll see what will work and what won't work. But the shields are made for inline six, so with the exhaust being on the passenger side, it probably won't even allow me to provision for the dual exhaust, so I'll probably end up having to take it off anyway. But this is where we're at. Finally, it's finally coming apart, so I'll take any progress as good progress, but I'll definitely feel a lot better once we get the engine out and transmission out, and then I can start cleaning up the engine bay and getting ready to sit Big Mama in there. So till then, peace.
You sniffing a little bit too, Mike.
Yeah.
Allergies too?
Oh, man, I don't know. All right, guys, this is day 2. We got the motor out. It's actually a week in between, but second day I done really worked on it. We didn't really break too much coming out. Maybe a small line or something. I made a mistake and bent this bracket here. I might have to replace it later. And the corresponding mount that goes on it. This is for the radiator attachment, so I might better get one of these out the junkyard instead of having to bend it. But power steering pump still connected. I don't want to raise the hood because it's only attached by one bolt. But everything's fairly clean. It's a pile of parts underneath from the body shields and transmission brackets. Some of this stuff will go back on. Some of it won't, just due to the exhaust system that's going to be put on it. I don't think I'm going back with the OEM exhaust for any particular reason, so I might just leave it where it stands once I put the motor back in there. But we got pretty good space. I've identified some lines that are going to need to be wrapped with some kind of heat shielding because V8 life or whatever, and the car is never designed for a V8. So some things might get wrapped, as I don't have as much shielding on like this driver's side as I do the passenger side, as you can see there. But it's mostly minor. Like I said, as long as I use some kind of protection for heat it should be fine. I did not pull the drive shaft out, which, I mean, today's been a busy day, so I'll pull it out later because I got to remove the exhaust shield, that one, and then disconnect it from the rear diff, which shouldn't take long. I just got to jack up the rear end again. But, yep, that's day 2. And we're all tired, but she's out, and we're going to sell this and probably sell the cats off of it and recuperate a little bit of cost, but, you know, kind of minor, but significant in the same sentence. That's it.